lips are wet. But when the night pulls tight like a thread, his shadow moves where his body's still spread. I asked, what's wrong with the man by the flame? They said, don't ask, don't speak his name. Who moves when the fires burn down to bone? The ones who don't stay inside their home. Who runs when the moon cuts white? The ones who change in the middle of the night. Why does his shadow break from his feet? Some men carry a second heartbeat. I saw him stand where the stones grow thin. His body was there, but not within. His shadow stretched long, then pulled away, like it had somewhere else to stay. I said, I see you, what are you now? He smiled too wide, I don't know how. Who moves when the fires burn down to bone? The ones who don't stay inside their own. Who runs when the moon cuts white? The ones who change in the middle of the night. Why do his teeth shine flat and still? Some hunger isn't fed by will. My feet like bone beneath and heat beneath. I heard a laugh that bent the air, not loud, not soft, but always there. His body dropped like an empty skin. Something rose slowly out from within. Four legs moved where two once stood, and the eyes stayed human. I understood. I tried to run, but the path was gone. The hills closed in like I'd been drawn. Who laughs when the night goes still? The ones who feed on a deeper well. Who waits where the roads divide? The ones who walk with something inside. Why does the dark know his name? Because the man and the beast are the same. I woke at dawn with dust in my teeth. The forge was cold, no fire beneath. The man was gone, no tracks, no sign, but something of us stayed behind. I saw my shadow stretch too long, move too slow, then move too wrong. And when I smiled at the rising sun, I counted twice and found one. I don't eat now when the others do, and the dogs don't bark when I pass through. Who moves when the fires burn down to bone? The ones who don't stay inside their own. Who runs when the moon cuts white? The ones who change in the middle of the night. Why does your shadow break from your feet? I think I carry a second heartbeat. That laugh, it wasn't his. It wasn't his. Took the Blue Ridge Pass, clear blue sky, just stone and grass. Then fog rolled in soft and fast, and the road appeared like polished glass. No name, no sign, just lines that glow, green in the dark where no roads go. He followed the light through the widening air, came out the other side like he'd been there. The fog road calls to the lost and alone, the lost and alone. It lights up paths that were never shown, never shown. He drove 10 miles but came out gone, came out gone. The road remembers what you moved on from, what you moved on from. Next week back, same mountain lane, no fog, no glow, just rock and rain. He asked a man by a roadside stand, have you seen that road? The old man laughed, said some roads come when you're not home, not for your car, but for your soul. He said, I'm fine, I made it through. The man just smiled like that wasn't true. The fog road calls to the lost and alone, the lost and alone. It lights up paths that were never shown, never shown. He drove 10 miles but came out gone, came out gone. The road remembers what you moved on from, what you moved on from. He drives that pass every year, waits for the fog, waits for the fear, holds something close he won't explain, like a name that flickers in the rain. Sometimes at night on the window glass, green lines glow and slowly pass. He touches the light, but it's not there, just empty road and cold air. The fog road calls to the lost and alone, the lost and alone. It lights up paths that were never shown, never shown. If you don't turn, it'll take you on, take you on. The road remembers what you left undone, what you left undone. He never said what he found that night, what he saw in that green light. But every time the fog rolls in, he feels that road beneath peaches, cold mint tea. The owner says, "Yalla, come with me." I stack the stools like graves, wipe gin from ivory keys. 7 shadows slide through smoke like drifting seas. I play 1 chord, the air goes still. 7 hands rise up at will. All sweat out in amber. Room begins to spin. I'm the last key left in Casablanca. They've locked me in. The first one's whiskey glass is lined with dust. The second smiles with teeth like rusted wire. By hour 3 I see their feet don't touch the tiles. The fourth one hums a tune I wrote before the fire. Their gold is thin and light as bone. I try to stop, they turn to stone. All sweat out in amber. Room begins to spin. I'm the last key left in Casablanca. They've locked me in. Mark the ivory in red. They sway like dunes where silent winds are fed. The window turns to saffron, call runs thin. They leave 1 coin and take the song within. Breaks through the gin. I'm the last key left in Casablanca. They let me breathe again. Keep the key turning, keep the key turning. The night keeps every note you owe. Keep the key turning, keep the key turning. The night keeps every note you owe. where frost scars the sand, a sovereign erase from the shape of a land. Now pacing the geometry, measured in chain, with dust in his mane from a vanishing rain. They feed him a substance that carries no name. Small fingers point upward, but miss what became. I pressed to the glass where the silence was cold, and something unspoken began to unfold. Not roar, not cry, just a weight in my head. The dunes keep a language the living misread. I dream of the hunt and the furnace of sky. You dream you are bound, but you never ask why. Like smoke, a measure invented by those who have broke. I walked through an age that refused to be named. Spoke once with the holy before they were tamed. He showed me the deserted hours untold, where moonlight lies flat like a sheet beaten gold. Caravans drifted through memory's taste, and something like blood moved again through the waves. A man carved in silence once found me in clay. He opened a vein and inscribed in my bone, no hour will claim you, you answer to none. The seasons collapse but will not make me fall. I remain at the height that preceded it all. I praised him as mercy, I name him as curse, for love is a door that time closes in reverse. Not roar, not cry, just a weight in my head. The dunes keep a language the living misread. I dream of the hunt and the furnace of sky. You dream you are bound, but you never ask why. I asked what he wanted, he turned it to me. Your hands hold no iron, you practice the key. You return every dusk like a prayer gone astray, wearing the scent of a life in delay. You are not here for the children or noise. You're here for the echo you buried in choice. The lock is not sacred, the gate is not law. We leave when you choose what you already saw. Not roar, not cry, just a weight in my head. The dunes keep a language the living misread. I dream of the hunt and the furnace of sky. Your hand is the key. You decide if we fly. I looked at the hinge, then I looked at his gaze. It carried the dust of prehistorical days. I said, when the keeper unthreads from the night, I'll return with the silence that cuts like a right. He closed both his eyes, and beneath my own chest, something ancestral refused to stay pressed. Then go came the thought, let the illusion collapse. On Tuesday we walk, and we do not come back. Steps slow, but the night moves fast. Every moment don't wanna pass. Eyes meet once, then drift away, like they've done this every day. Little smile, nothing said, but the rhythm's already in your head. Feel it rise, don't hold it tight. Let it move you through the night. Sip it slow, let the rhythm speak. Sweet like mint with a little heat. Every step got a story to tell. Every move like a desert spell. Sip it slow, don't think too deep. Let the groove take what you keep. In the hush where the heart beats meet, there's a fire underneath your feet. Of the night on your open skin, a wind comes soft and pulls you in. Lanterns sway like a heartbeat's cue. Everything's leaning into you. Hands don't touch but they understand. Close enough just to feel the span. No need of words when the rhythm's right. Everything's said and the way you slide. Let it fall, let it rise again, like the tide that don't pretend. Slow, let the rhythm speak. Sweet like mint with a little heat. Every step got a story to tell. Every move like a desert spell. Sip it slow, don't think too deep. Let the groove take what you keep. In the hush where the heart beats meet, there's a fire underneath your feet. To name it, no rules, no need to frame it. Just you and the night, and the way it moves. Let the rhythm speak. Sweet like mint with a little heat. Every step got a story to tell. Every move like a desert spell. Sip it slow, don't think too deep. Let the groove take what you keep. In the hush where the heart beats meet, there's a fire underneath your feet. Stay a while, don't let it go. Stay a while, some nights don't come twice, you know.
the shifting land, I felt a pulse like a buried hand. He said, if you hear it, don't answer back. Some roads don't lead, they just pull you off track. Who sings under the desert floor? The ones who left but but stayed before? Who lights the dark beneath the dune? A city that breathes without the moon. Why does the sand begin to part? It's opening slow, like a second heart. As a shimmer of gold, like heat made solid, like light turned old. A doorway cut in the drifting land, gone when you looked back, when you stand. The air grew thick like it held a tone, low and steady like carved out stone. And when we stepped where the ground gave way, the sun stayed high, but the light turned gray. Said, now you've crossed what you can undo. The sand keeps more than it shows to you. Who walks in streets beneath the sand? The ones who never left that land. Who calls in a language dry? The words that stayed but slipped the sky. Why do the walls still hum that tune? They've been waiting longer than noon. Saw my name on a broken wall, cut too deep, too old, too small. When I turned back toward the sand, the streets had shifted where I stand. I said, this place don't belong to me. The voice said, you just forgot to be. Who are you in the buried light? The one who stayed beyond the night. Who holds the key to where you stand? The dust that writes across the sand. Why does your voice echo twice? One stayed behind to pay the price. When the ground stays warm, I hear that song before the storm. And when I sleep, I walk those halls where something waits behind the walls. The sand looks still, the surface dry, but something shifts when I pass by. Who sings under the desert floor? The ones who left but stayed before. Who calls when the night goes still? The city waits beyond your will. Why does the ground breathe under your feet? Because the past and the present meet. Cobblestone flicker, night half gold, footsteps weaving where stories are told. Eyes in the alley, green and bright, soft little shadows stitched to the night. One brushes past like a whispered breeze, one curl slow by a vendor's knees. Coins in the air, spice in the flame, every small creature knows my name. Lantern light hums on the Bosphorus line, fur like velvet, eyes like wine. They move like secrets no hand can hold, thin little kings in coats of gold. A scratch on the ear, a pause, a stare, a quiet trust in the salted air. No words spoken, no need to speak, the lost find language in the meek. But down where the street light flickers thin, there's a shadow that won't look in. Black cat waiting where the night goes blind, no eyes left to read the signs. Still he listens, still he knows where the warm hand comes, where the kind wind blows. Black cat trembling soft and slow, no world to see, just a world to know. And in the dark where the cold winds start, he walks by sound and he walks by heart. Kneeling low where the silence stays, he turns his head but his eyes don't gaze. Empty glass where the light should live, still something there that wants to give. Fingers gentle, a careful hold, frail little body against the cold. He leans in close like he understands the shape of the world through borrowed hands. No need for sight when the pulse is true. Some roads are felt, not walked through. Black cat waiting where the night goes blind, no eyes left to read the signs. Still he listens, still he knows where the warm hand comes, where the kind wind blows. Black cat trembling soft and slow, no world to see, just a world to know. And in the dark where the cold winds start, he walks by sound and he walks by heart. Carry slow through the winding streets, past the calls and the midnight beats. A door swings wide in a quiet place, warmth returns to a fragile face. Black cat resting where the light comes in, no need to fight what the dark has been. Hands that found him won't let go, some paths end where the kind lights glow. Black cat breathing calm and deep, safe from the night that couldn't keep. And in the hush where the soft hearts start, he sees no world, but he feels the heart. where the light dances soft in a dream. There's a hush in the foam, like it's calling us home. Turquoise holds the ancient light, salt and sun and time unite. Every wave recalls the night. Long before coastlines were named, came the traders with sails, cedar framed. With their hands dyed in hue, they chased tides deep and blue. Ships have carved these waters deep, still the tides their stories keep. Nothing lost beneath their sweep. Where the olives lean into the breeze, sat the thinkers in shade by the seas, tracing thoughts in the blue, while the horizon stayed true. Light reflects on thought and sea, mind and motion both run free. Truth arrives in clarity. Ships lined in rose empire made. Many tongues filled the air, still the sea didn't care. Every shore a different name, still the water stays the same. Many voices, one shared flame. Then the call rose at dawn on the wind, through the salt where all prayers had been pinned. Words would drift, carried far past the edge of where we are. Wind and prayer in quiet blend, every voice returns again. Circles meet where they all end. Boats still rock as they did long ago, with the nets and the tide steady flow. Hands remember the strain, like a song in the grain. Morning breaks in silver lines, oldest breath and shifting times. Life returns in simple signs. Still the water stays bright turquoise blue, like a secret it won't give to you. Empires fade, stories sway, but the sea lets them stay. Turquoise never fades away. Past and present drift and stay. All are held within the bay.
A girl in buckle let a red kite go. Storm rolled in sky, hanging low. String slipped loose from her small hands, gone past the ridge beyond the land. She stood still where the wind had been, empty sky where the thread had thinned. Morning light cut through the gray, on the same old branch it swayed. The kite finds home when the rain lets go. It knows the path that we don't know, back to the branch where the old winds play, like it never ever drifted away. The wind don't lose what it carries through, it just brings it back when it's time for you. And every string, every broken line finds its way in its own good time. She tied a note with a trembling hand. Where do you go? Help me understand. Next day came with a softer sky, a feather caught where the string ran dry. Warm to touch like it just had been. Not from here, not from when she ran inside. Said, look what I found. Something lost still comes around. Grandmother paused, then softly smiled. Some things return, not like a child. The kite finds home when the rain lets go. It knows the path that we don't know, back to the branch where the old winds play, like it never ever drifted away. The wind don't lose what it carries through, it just brings it back when it's time for you. And every string, every broken line finds its way in its own good time. She said, where the lost things stay, not gone forever, just far away. And sometimes small pieces slip back through, enough to remind what once was you. Years went by, she climbed that hill, feather tucked, heart held still, past the ridge where the silence grows, to a place no map quite shows. In the trees where the shadows bend, the wings took shape she couldn't pretend. Not a ghost, not memory, something living, waiting free. She let the string fall from her hand. No need to ask, no need to stand. The kite finds home when the rain lets go. It knows the path that we don't know, back to the branch where the old winds play, like it never ever drifted away. The wind don't lose what it carries through, it just brings it back when it's time for you. And every heart once torn apart finds its way back to where you are. No string now, no need to hold. Some things come back when you let them go.
Truck crossed, empty quarter sand, no moon out, just the black. The fuel gauge kissed the red line, 40 clicks to go. The station was east, now it's west. The attendant remembers your face. Lights appeared where no light should be. Same cracked sign, same stained shirt. He waved slow like he knew the truck. 200 clicks, off course. The station was east, now it's west. The east, now it's west. The attendant remembers your face. He asked, where did the first two go? The man laughed, still driving. You'll see them if you take that road, but you won't take that road. The station was east, now it's west. The attendant remembers your face. Paid with shaking hands, drove straight west through the night. The fuel gauge did not move at all. 6 hours, same needle. The station was east, now it's west. The attendant remembers your face. Dawn arrived, no station inside, just his truck and the sand. The needle finally dropped to a weed. He smiled, he had become. The station was east, now it's west. The attendant remembers your face. The station moves, the sand stays still. The station moves, the sand stays still. The attendant waves from every dune. The attendant waves from every dune. You are the third, you are the first. You are the third, you are the first. The gauge will drop when you learn to thirst. The gauge will drop when you learn to thirst. Where they all got sleep in the dust. A black stone sat on a throne of gold. The sun god's promise, the sun god's trust. The desert's secret, the desert's cold. Stone from fallen sky. The sun whispers through black rock. Rome trembled and knelt. Black stone of Emesa burning bright. No jewel, no gold, just hungry night. The sun god's mouth, the sun god's tongue. The song the Syrian mountains sung. From Homs took the stone to Rome. He dragged the sun through the streets of foam. The senators covered their eyes with shame. The black stone laughed they forgot its name. Stone from falling sky, the sun whispers through black rock. Rome trembled and knelt. Black stone of Emesa burning bright. No jewel, no gold, just hungry night. The sun god's mouth, the sun god's tongue. The song the Syrian mountains sung. The shrieking flutes called the eastern wind. The priest king danced with the lion's skin. The stone grew hot, the stone grew wide. The Tiber froze, the empire lied. Stabbed the boy on the palace stair. The black stone watched without a care. It rolled to the river, it sank below. The sun does not die, the sun does not owe. Stone from falling sky, the sun whispers through black rock. Rome trembled and knelt. Black stone of Emesa burning bright. No jewel, no gold, just hungry night. The sun god's mouth, the sun god's tongue. The song the Syrian mountains sung. Some say the stone still sleeps in the mud. Some say it drinks the Tiber's blood. But in hums at midnight you can feel the sun god's heat beneath your heels. Stone from falling sky, the sun whispers through black rock. Rome trembled and